head coach, point. In goal, number 22, Charlie Gerber. At defender, number 2, Victory McKay. At defender, number 4,
a pleasant good afternoon from San Francisco. A very, very strange, weathery day out there. And when I mean weather, I mean cloud cover that you can't even see for very many miles. Fog that rolls in from the bay, and also the sun being very close to the cloud cover, giving a very awkward and weird neon glow to the top layer of San Francisco. But it is time for a PDL Southwestern Conference game here live at Kezar Stadium. So it is San Francisco, and they are hosting Santa Cruz Breakers, and it is live, and it is next, right here on YouTube at sfcityfc.com. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Kezar Stadium, the home of soccer here in San Francisco, California. SF City FC on a really, really difficult run of form. Couldn't be different for Santa Cruz Breakers, of course. They sit second in the division, and they're plying their trade to potentially maybe be the second team coming out of the division towards the playoffs. We'll give you the starting 11 for Santa Cruz Breakers. It's more of a 4-3-3. St. Mary's stalwart and alum Paul Blanchette is the goalkeeper. At right back is Carlos Valdivinos. The two center backs are Jacob Penner and Josue Salgado. At left back is Angel Farias. There's three men in midfield headed up by Chris Koski, Willie Miranda, and Ben Kanchian. Through the middle is Adrian Roboyar, and on the right side is Rodrigo Diaz Valdez. And on the left side, a very familiar face to a lot of Bay Area soccer fans. It's 41-year-old, two-time MLS Cup winner, Ramiro Corrales, which is quite a rare sight to see, but he coaches at the Santa Cruz Breakers Academy, and he's going to play on the high left side of a front three today. For SF City FC, it's many changes from the side that lost last week 3-1 to Fresno FC. Charlie Fuhrer is the goalkeeper. At right back, Barry McCabe. Across the middle is Robert Hines and Taiki Kachatani. At left back is Tanner Beeson. There's three men in midfield as well. Jonathan Partita keeps his place. Free kick man Ashish Chada just in front of him in the box-to-box number 8 position, and just in front of him in the attacking midfield position is Mark Joshua. Those three will all combine. It will be kind of fluid. On the right side, Jesse Stafford Lacey. On the left side, Gerardo Mendoza. And through the middle today for SF City is Ryder Bell. We're underway here in the first minute as Paul Blanchette gets the ball out to his center back, Jacob Penner. His long ball goes wayward. The wind will be a factor today. It's blowing pretty heavily from the west to the east, so from the Pacific Ocean to the east here. We're just approximately 3 miles away from the Pacific Ocean, just down Frederick Street, and you continue Frederick Street all the way to Lincoln Avenue, which will take you all the way to Ocean Beach. The ball is in the back line for SF City, and Charlie Fuhrer and Robert Hines kind of have a little bit of a communication discussion, and finally Fuhrer just kicks the ball out of play in the Santa Cruz final third. Again, Santa Cruz, they are 6-3-2. They have 20 points in this division. They sit 10 points back of FC Golden State Force, that is the number 1 team in this division. Quick throw in for Santa Cruz. Thrown in quickly by Ramiro Corrales, and there's another throw in as McCabe heads away just in front of the Santa Cruz bench. Again, Santa Cruz, they've scored 19 goals. They've conceded just 13, so they've been pretty good. They've played 11 matches thus far, and so their form is really kind of in a good stint right now, you could say. Ball on the right side with Jesse Stafford Lacey. Overlapping run to the left, going to ground quickly to tackle away is the center back, Josue Salgado. It's going to be a throw-in the final third for SF City. Thrown in by McCabe, held nicely by Ryder Bell at the top of the 18. And as McCabe looks to serve the ball in, another throw-in for SF City FC. Northsiders in full force today. Got so many flags out there. We've got Big Bertha, the biggest flag of them all. We've got flag with a pigeon on it. We've got a rainbow flag. Short corner, McCabe crosses it in and cleared away by, again, Josue Salgado. Santa Cruz, they just lost once. Excuse me, they lost twice in the month of June, but they won 3 games and tied 1. And they started the season with 3 wins in a row, then a loss, then a tie. Throwing again for SF City. Headed away by the Breakers. Kept it on the left side by Gerardo Mendoza. Great ball by Tanner Beeson, but it goes over the bar, and no one is able to get to it here. San Francisco 0, Santa Cruz 0. My name is Charles Wollin. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday afternoon after a spate of some World Cup games that both went to extra time and then to penalties. Don't worry, folks. This game will not go to penalties, so there will be a firm start time and a firm end time to this. Don't worry. If you get sick of me, you can just tune me out or tune me down or get yourself your favorite beverage. This is Partida. In central midfield, over to McCabe. McCabe, nice diagonal into the channel for Ryder Bell. Good possession this from SF City. Overlapping run by Jesse Stafford-Lacey. His cross into the area and held well there by Paul Blanchette. Blanchette quickly out of the goal. Not the best punt down the field into the feet of McCabe. McCabe out wide left to Mendoza. Mendoza, couple of step-overs onto his right foot, takes a shot, and it comes off of Carlos Valdivinos. Nice defending, and good stuff this by Santa Cruz. And you expect Mike Ranieri's team to sit in just a little bit, be very, very organized, lots of years of experience in coaching, and Ranieri was actually the coach of this Breakers side when they were in the NPSL in 2007 and 2008, just around 10 years ago. So he and I chatted a little bit before this, but he said they've had a little bit of good fortune and taken advantage of their opportunities as well. So, again, something that you kind of need week in, week out of the PDL to kind of put these back-to-back games on the weekends together. For SF City, it's just been a game per week in most of the month of June and July. And being in this current homestand, there's 2 more games after this. So, and then a trip down to Santa Cruz. But this is the first time the 2 teams have faced off with one another. So there should be a nice occasion for that. 6th minute, San Francisco 0, Santa Cruz 0, right here on YouTube. And a throw-in for Santa Cruz in front of the SF City bench, which is just south of the center line. It's going to be taken by the left back, Angel Farias. Throws the ball in, gets the ball into the feet of Adrian Robeyar, and his first touch kind of lets him down, and the ball sails all the way back to SF City goalkeeper Charlie Furrer. Kajetani into the feet of Partida. Taking their time. SF City working the ball around their back line. Couple mistakes in the back line last week for SF City FC. I'm sure they kind of want to get their touches in quickly, get their confidence level up, and that's kind of what it's all about. Again, this team has really been changed a lot this season, more than any other season, I feel, in the PDL. There have been 4 different goalkeepers just this year for SF City. So that is just the story of it. And there's probably been about 4 to 5 different center back combinations as well. Long ball sails over the end line, and it's going to be a Breakers goal kick. We're thrilled to have MoviePass as our title sponsor for the 2018 season. Love movies. Sign up for MoviePass now and see a movie a day for only $9.95 a month. 7th minute, and now 8th minute. San Francisco 0, Santa Cruz 0. Off of the goal kick, headed on by Ramiro Corrales from the left channel to the center channel. Can't find one of his teammates. SF City pressing high, and Santa Cruz winning a corner. Again, right in front of the SF City FC bench. Taken by Farias again. Fans would love to get a victory here at home today. And when I mean love, I mean really pouring in their time and their effort. Most of the supporters come here 2 hours early. They have a lovely little tailgate. Throw in for SF City as they win it back. Jesse Stafford Lacey, overlapping run by Ryder Bell. He gets to the end line. Ryder Bell's cross, and the header is on there by Mark Joshua and sails just wide for a goal kick. The SF City form has been pretty dire. And I know a lot of the players must be very frustrated by the way that the side has played, specifically at home as well. It just has not been something that they are really proud of at all. 2 wins, 2 losses in the month of June. And in the month of May, 5 losses and just 1 tie. So for SF City, it's just about kind of seeing the rest of the season through, see if you can kind of get your wings for next year and try to piece the group together and see if some of these lads want to play again next year. Mark Joshua, ball over the right side for McCabe. McCabe, it's a great ball for Mark Joshua, the return ball, and good defending by the Breakers to be able to cleared away by Jacob Penner as he ran all the way from his center back spot to make the tackle at the top of the 18. SF City, they've just scored 7 goals this season in the PDL. And this is their 11th match. So I know they want to try to get the wheels turning just a tad. 21 conceded as well. Things have not really gone the way that I'm sure the players in Paddy Coyne have wanted, and that's pretty well-known fact. But they're still staying high. They do believe. They're very positive. And they've got some good young coaches as well that are helping Paddy Coyne be able to keep the players motivated and something to play for. Top of the 18 now. Mendoza on his left. Mendoza with the shot. Drags it wide. Spencer Wood, one of the assistant coaches, and Patrick Tenorio, another assistant coach who will be the assistant at USF next year. Really keeping the energy going for this thing, as well as Paddy Coyne. Now in his 4th year with SF City FC. Last year, just barely missing out on the playoffs. And I mean, just barely, just by a couple of points. McCabe, his diagonal, and caught by Blanchette. Both teams still figuring each other out. 11th minute, San Francisco 0, Santa Cruz 0. Ball thrown out to Jacob Penner, who's just in front of goalkeeper Blanchette. It's stolen in central midfield. Chada tries to lay the ball off for Mark Joshua. Kind of congested in there. Santa Cruz doing a nice job of congesting the channel. Putting some bodies in there. Putting some numbers into the mix. If you're Santa Cruz, you definitely want to continue to do that for sure. The organization is key, again, for Mike Ranieri's side. And he told me before the game, and we had a chat, he said our defensive shape has been really, really working for us. And he's been very proud of his defensive shape. And in no way means is this a defensive team that just sits back and hangs out. Ball over the top for Mendoza, and it just goes over Mendoza's head. From the right channel by Barry McCabe. Nice diagonal there by the Irishman. 19 goals scored again for Santa Cruz and just 13 conceded. So that does tell you the story. And this team almost firmly securing their spot of 2nd place. But they have a couple of games to go here, including a home and away with SF City. Ball won in the final third, though, here by Santa Cruz. Corrales on the left side, and the flag is up. I'm sure he'll get a nice little rousing applause there. by the Northsiders. Not like they don't know who he is. Two-time MLS Cup winner. Earthquake alum. Corrales is the type of player that has just put in quite the shift here in the Bay Area. But he's also one of those unsung heroes. He doesn't score every game, and he doesn't assist every game. But let me tell you something. From being someone that's called Earthquakes games in the past, he can put in a tackle of a lifetime. I mean, the guy just puts in crunching tackles. Probably not at this age at 41. He wants to get too stuck in, but you never know with a side like this going towards the playoff and thinking that they've got a good opportunity. But Corrales, he just can't hang up the boots. And why would you? Why would he? And why would you? If you love the game so much, it's something that you can't do. Ball's in the back line with the right back, Carlos Valdivinos. He's trying to get out of his area. And a diagonal ball to Adrian Robayar. And it's cleared the way all the way down the field for a goal kick by Taiki Kadjatani. Kadjatani returning to the side after many weeks of being out. With a personal loan from Freedom Plus, you could score any goal, from paying off credit card debt to financing a home renovation. Flexible terms on fixed rate loans up to $35,000 are available now. Find out how much you could qualify for. Visit freedomplus.com to get your free no-risk quote. Freedom Plus, A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and a proud supporter of SF City FC. Back here in the 14th minute, Charles Wollin with you at Kezar Stadium. San Francisco 0, Santa Cruz 0. On the left side, Ramiro Corrales gets stuck into a challenge, and he wins a free kick for his side. Robert Hines not too happy about that. Takes the ball and kind of throws it with one hand towards the track. And he looks at the assistant referee and the fourth official. The referee looks at him back and kind of shows him the gesture he just made to take the ball with one hand and just scoot it towards the track there. A friendly but yet productive discussion, of course, between the referee and Robert Hines II. Throw in for Santa Cruz in the SF City half. So throw in by the left back, Angel Farias. Into the corner, Adrian Reboyar tries to keep it on that side. It's going to be a deep throw in now for Santa Cruz. Corrales is over it on the left side here. Standing over the ball. Looking up. Going to take this long throw in for Santa Cruz. Corrales. It's just a quick throw into the top of the 18. And a couple of touches. And cleared away by SF City. Lazy ball. Back from Josue Salgado back to goalkeeper Blanchette. And Blanchette clears the ball over to the right side. Throw in for SF City on the far side. And they'll take things from there. It'll be taken by Tanner Beeson, a three-time national champion with Stanford. 3 times in a row, folks. Not 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4. Now, Mendoza, overlapping ball into the area, headed on by Jesse Stafford Lacey, and it's over the bar. He did well, Stafford Lacey. SF City looking bright in this opening 15 minutes or so. Definitely a lot of changes in the team from last week's defeat to Fresno. Goal kick to Santa Cruz. Held in midfield by Chana, but he loses possession out to Rodrigo Diaz-Valdez. And it was a bit of a check to see if the assistant referee on the far side was going to give Santa Cruz a throw-in, but it's going to be a SF City throw-in. Beeson just in front of the Northsiders. I'm sure they'd think of him as one of their own. Talk about making crunching tackles. Tanner Beeson gets stuck in, and also being a national champion with Stanford 1 year left. He's quite the leader, and told he gets in some scraps with other players at training because he's so intense. Oh, not just a leader with SF City, leader with his side, Stanford, that has done so very well. He'll probably go back to Stanford training here in just a couple of weeks when the SF City season dies down here. Quick throw in for SF City, headed on by Mendoza. He's looking for Mark Joshua, and the ball ends up all the way with Blanchette. Ball hangs up in the air, though. Blanchette's ball going from the east to the west. As we had said earlier in the broadcast, the wind is traveling from the west to the east, so of course it's going to get hung up. So advantage SF City. It's probably why they've had the majority of the possession and the chances. Ashish Chadha, diagonal ball into the right channel for William Stafford Lacey, but tackled away by Angel Farias, all the way back to goalkeeper Blanchette. Another clearance down the field. It just spirals up in the air. Really has no weight to it. It just hangs up there and then just falls down before it even gets to central midfield. But the Breakers have possession in the SF City half. Held well by Partida. Couple of passes exchanged with McCabe. Free kick here for SF City. Going to be taken by Robert Hines. He rolls the ball out in front of him. Actually taken by McCabe. He switches the field from the right to the left through the feet of Kajitani. Over to Beeson at left back. Beeson over the center line. Beeson trying to thread the ball onward here for Ryder Bell. Bell not able to get to it. Miranda with possession. Ball over the top on the left side for Adrian Robillard. Closed down by Hines. Robillard to the end line, and it goes off of the outstretched foot of Hines. But it looked like it went off Robillard in the end, and so it's going to be a goal kick for SF City FC. Fans visit Street Soccer Park at 200 Terry Francois Boulevard at AT&T Park. Was my French good enough for you there? They won yesterday, 4-3. The Community Small-Side Soccer Complex offers weekly pickup games for youth and adults, as well as soccer classes for kids 18 months to 12 years old. Find out more at www.streetsoccerpark.com, and remember to show your SF City member card for discounts on pickup games and league fees. 20th minute now. 0-0 the score between San Francisco and Santa Cruz. The ball is with Taiki Kajitani. Surveys the field and plays into the feet of Robert Hines II, who plays the ball out from the center channel to the left for Gerardo Mendoza. It's a great ball. Mendoza shot, saved by Blanchette. Ball bouncing around and finally cleared away. And Blanchette, as the clearance comes in and hangs up in the air by Jacob Penner, is able to collect. One of the most awkward plays you'll see as the center back, Jacob Penner, was looking to clear, and his clearance just didn't get his foot all the way through it. So it hung up in the air, spiraling around, and Blanchette was able to catch it anyway. Fair play there. Now a diagonal from the left channel from Tanner Beeson to Ryder Bell. Ryder Bell gets caught in a little bit of a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper, Blanchette, clears it away for a corner kick. Paddy Coyne on the edge of his technical area here, pacing back and forth. And it's going to be a goal kick, actually, to Santa Cruz. Thought things were getting a little spicier up in here at Kezar Stadium. And Blanchette down the field. Not the best goal kick. And he blurts out an expletive, which we probably can't repeat on air, but you can kind of get the picture after a bunch of poor clearances down the field here. And Ranieri kind of looked at him a little bit, looking for better distribution. And he does once more as the ball ends up in his hands. So the distribution out of the back from Blanchette has not been the best. Gerardo Mendoza with the ball outside the 18 into the feet of the outstretched foot of Ryder Bell. He can't hang on, but Ashish Chadha is at the top of the 18, who maintains possession on the left, switches it into the feet of Partida. Partida, Joshua, Partida again, top of the 18 for Ryder Bell. SF City working their way to try to get some sort of shot off here. They're just not running well off the ball. And a foul on the left channel, the left wing, as Beeson gets upended with Rodrigo Diaz Valdez. Ran right into him. And as I was just saying before, Beeson is a tough guy to push over. He's no pushover, in fact, indeed, but he did get pushed over here. Referee signaled actually for a throw-in. So quick throw-in by Beeson, on by Mark Joshua. Two Stanford teammates combining. Joshua wins it back, tries to find Partita, but can't. Partita loses out possession. Santa Cruz, they're on the break through the feet of Willie Miranda, laying the ball off to Adrian Robillard on the left. And coming out of his 6 is Charlie Fureur. Chasing the ball down the field is Ben Kanchian. That's going to be a throw-in for Santa Cruz, just in front of the benches. And their throw-in results in a poor first touch, but another throw-in as the ball is served in from the left to the right. No one is there for Willie Miranda's service. And finally, picking the ball up is Rodriguez Diaz-Valdez. And his cross, cut out by SF City's rear guard, and Taiki Kajitani is going to result in a Santa Cruz corner. Racing over to the quarter flag is Willie Miranda here in the 24th minute. Again, San Francisco 0, Santa Cruz 0. Santa Cruz on a great run of form. The club has really been in good spirits as well. Corner comes in, headed away by Ryder Bell. Ball back on the left side. Looking for Willie Miranda. And SF City looks to clear. Chada does well to find Ryder Bell, who finds Jesse Stafford Lacey on the left side. Still Stafford Lacey into the 18, to the end line, and it's going to be an SF City corner. And so a counterattack by SF City leads to a corner. Did very well there. Some of the better stuff from SF City. Santa Cruz's last 5 matches have been 3 wins, a tie, and a loss. So gives you a little bit of a glimpse into their form. 10 points out of a possible 15. Shot comes in from distance as it was bouncing around off of the goal kick, and it goes over the bar by Barry McCabe. SF City, out of the last 5, it's been 2 wins and 3 losses. So 6 points out of a total of 15. Different stories here, but if they can find a result today, I think it might spur them on for the last couple of games of the season. Because there's 3 games after this, 1 at home and then a nice little trip down to visit the Santa Cruz Breakers on the return fixture on the day of the World Cup final, actually, July 15th. And I'm told a lot of fans are going to travel down for that one, for the final match of the season. No playoffs this year for SF City FC, but very much in play for Santa Cruz. No pun intended with that, as the ball sails out for a corner kick for SF City. On the far side, going to be taken by Ashish Chada. 27th minute. San Francisco 0. Santa Cruz 0. Here at Kezar Stadium. Chada going to serve this one in. It's going to be an in-swinging corner. Beeson in there. Gerardo Mendoza in there. Mark Joshua heads on. Falls for Jesse Stafford Lacey. Now the ball bouncing around in the corner for Barry McCabe. It's going to be an SF City throw-in deep in the Santa Cruz final third. McCabe outside the area, slips on the ball, and it's going to be a Santa Cruz throw-in. Well, Santa Cruz have weathered a little bit of this pressure from SF City, despite Blanchette having his troubles playing out of the back on goal kicks and punts down the field. I know that has definitely been an issue, but in the final third, Santa Cruz have looked threatening when they've had possession. For SF City, they've just got to turn it up a notch, a tad. It's just not incisive enough. They're getting there, but then when they get to the final third, it looks a little bit tepid, if you will. And in a way, it seems that the players are not all on the same page in that regard. SF City with possession through the feet of Taiki Kajitani. Down the side on the left, through the feet of Tanner Beeson. He tries to corral the ball down the field. Now a ball over the top for Ryder Bell. Can he get there? Ryder Bell with the shot, and it's saved right by Blanchette, and probably the best chance there for SF City FC. Just a quick ball from the left back spot over the top. Bell in a foot race with center back Penner, and saved by Blanchette. 29th minute. SF City 0, Santa Cruz 0. Ball in central midfield with Chris Koski. He's upended. Chada switches the field nicely to Jesse Stafford-Lacey, who happens to be offside. Told these SF City players have been training very hard in midweek, and the spots are up for grabs. All of the spots as well. Now, Paddy Coyne not really settling on much, except McCabe and Hines have really been in the side for many weeks now, and you could probably bet on Beeson too. No, but looks like McCabe just gave possession away here to Adrian Robillard. Top of the area, passes off to Miranda. His shot over the bar. And Miranda from the right to the left. He had possession at the top of the 18, switched from his right foot to his left. And Miranda over the bar. But again, a good opportunity there as McCabe had possession in the SF City back line, but he gave it away right into the feet of Adrian Robillard. Führer out of the back, looking to find his teammate on the left, Tanner Beeson. And it's caught well by Paul Blanchette. Again, he surveys the field, looks down on the right, finds his teammate, Rodrigo Diaz-Valdez, who's fouled. Free kick to Santa Cruz in the 30th minute. 0-0 still the score here. Ryder Bell with a touch. Good hold-up play. The ball all the way back with Hines. Hines looks up. He finds Ryder Bell again. Ryder Bell lays off for Partita, who switches the ball over to the left channel. Overlapping run by Beeson. Beeson's cross. Too much for McCabe, and he's offside anyway. Santa Cruz with a quick throw in. They try to work the ball from the left to the right, but upended, and the ball ends up all the way over on the left as well, though, through the feet of Angel Farias. Ball sent down to the left corner flag by Willie Miranda for Ramiro Corrales. Corrales' cross hangs up in the air for Rodrigo Diaz-Valdez, and he was able to head, but his header goes high and wide, and not a lot of pace, I guess, in that. So, goal kick now to SF City. 31st minute. San Francisco 0, Santa Cruz 0. First ever meeting between these two teams. And they're going to meet in just 2 weeks' time in Santa Cruz for the return fixture of this one. Partita with possession in the Santa Cruz half. Overlapping run by Mendoza. And as Mendoza takes a first touch inward on his favored right foot from the left channel, the ball is cleared away by Santa Cruz right back Carlos Valdivinos. Fans, please join us for our next match as we take on Southern California Seahorses at 1 p.m. on Sunday. So 1 p.m. kickoff next Sunday right here at Kezar. Ball thrown in, and Mark Joshua goes to ground. SF City fans and the players asking for a foul there, not given. And falls for Partita too. He falls down, not given. Santa Cruz looking to get after it on the break. Conjatani able to clear away, as bearing down on him was Adrian Robillard. Throw in for Santa Cruz, though. In front of their bench, and McCabe wins a nice tackle. Quick free kick taken by Chada Out of the back is Hines. Finds Mark Joshua, who finds Ryder Bell, and Chata with possession for Partida. Operating in tight spaces. Ball finds its way all the way back to McCabe, whose diagonal is really good and is laid off by Chata for Ryder Bell. He can't find anything with it, but Santa Cruz now, they come on the break through the feet of Diaz Valdez. Overlapping run by Corrales on the far side, and it is going to be a free kick just outside the area as Corrales is tumbled over. And the fans giving it to Ramiro Corrales just outside the area. It's literally on the corner of the 18 and the left side of the box. And now Ramiro Corrales moves the ball about around 5 yards inward. He's got his hands on his hips. He's going to take it on his left foot too. So it is set up here for a left-footed specialist. 2 in the wall for SF City. 34th minute, 0-0 the score. The referee looks at the 2 players in the wall. It's Mendoza and Stafford Lacey, the 2 wingers for SF City FC. Fuhrer with his hands stretched and jumping up and down. Corrales over the wall, headed on, and cleared away by SF City. The fans applaud that one. Well, Corrales wasn't having a shot on goal there. He was just chipping it over the wall. What a story this is to see Ramiro Corrales out there. A league that's usually known for developing college players has quite the alum in its ranks. Shucks, I think the PDL should do a piece on it. Probably providing a lot of expertise and mentorship to some of these young players. Also to some of these players that want to continue their playing careers as well. Corrales from Salinas, from just the top of the Central Valley. And so he understands what the game means in that area. And of course, with the earthquakes in that specific area and it being a hotbed of soccer, all Northern California really is. It's obviously nice to see the guy out there. Again, tripped up just around central midfield. And it looks like Partida is going to get a yellow card for a trip there on Willie Miranda. So free kick just south of the center line, coming up on around 10 minutes to halftime. 35th minute, San Francisco 0, Santa Cruz 0. Both teams have kind of had some half chances. Been a couple full chances as well. And when I mean full chances, I mean shots on goal. But the goalkeepers haven't made any spectacular, crazy saves that they've needed to report home about. Throw in for Santa Cruz. Deep inside the SF City final third as the ball hung up in the air, but it was cleared by McCabe. It's going to be taken by Angel Farias. Farias, top of the 18 for his teammate Miranda, who's really been the conductor of this orchestra for Santa Cruz. Everything seems to go through his feet. Valdivinos over the right side for Diaz Valdez. And Diaz Valdez looks to play a diagonal in for one of his teammates, but doesn't get all the way through and collected by Charlie Fuhrer. And his punt all the way down the field has some wind and some pace to it. Looking for Ryder Bell. Can he get there to the end line? He does. He keeps possession. Nice work here by Ryder Bell to look for Mendoza. And it's cleared away on the left. So deep throw in for SF City. Coming up on the 37th minute. Referee stops his whistle just for a second here. Just around 10 yards away from the corner flag inward, taken by Beeson. Top of the 18 is Ryder Bell. Can't hang on to it. All the way through is Willie Miranda, though, who's dribbled all the way across central midfield. Miranda, who lays off for Corrales. Those two were not on the same page. It almost looked like Willie Miranda could have made a 70 to 80-yard run box to box. But he decides not to. Tries to play Corrales and cleared away by SF City. Throw in, far side, Santa Cruz. Just in front of the center line. SF City is Thrilled to have MoviePass as the title partner for the 2018 season. Love movies, sign up for MoviePass now and see a new movie a day for only $9.95 a month. The ball ends up all the way back with goalkeeper Blanchette for Santa Cruz. And his service, again, down the field, really lacking. Picked up in central midfield by Ashish Chadha, who lays off for Partida, who switches the field from the center channel to the left. Mendoza, overlapping run by Beeson, who gets to the end line. Beeson on the ground, and it's cleared away by the first center back, Jacob Penner. Corner kick for SF City. Can they get something out of this is the question. Can they score first? Going to be taken by Mendoza. The last two corner kicks have not been good at all. Mendoza crosses the ball. Blanchette comes out with one hand, able to palm it. No one closing down Koski on the far side. Koski with possession down the left sideline. Trying to exchange a pass. Potentially there with Angel Farias, but ends up with McCabe. McCabe working his way through. Santa Cruz very organized in their ranks. Chadha down for Partida. And Mark Joshua, who changes directions and finally finds Barry McCabe out wide on the right. McCabe, his ball for Mendoza. It's a perfect ball. Mendoza chests it down. Mendoza beats the goalkeeper. He finds the end line, still on his toes. Mendoza, he should do better there. And it's cleared away for a corner kick. A diagonal by Barry McCabe, chested down by Mendoza. He was trailed well by the goalkeeper, Blanchette, and he tiptoed to the end line, but he couldn't get the shot in his pathway. And so it's going to be a corner kick to SF City. Not a great corner by Stafford Lacey. Shot comes in by Partida, and it's changed a little bit on the direction by Ryder Bell, but Blanchette is there. Blanchette been the busier of the two goalkeepers, but again, his distribution has just been absolutely lacking. And what I mean lacking, he just got the ball down the field, punted it all the way towards central midfield and found the back four of SF City FC. Did not find any of his teammates. And he looked up to the sky and just went, ah. Blanchette dribbling on the end line, and he's tripped up. It's going to be a free kick now to Santa Cruz. Well, Blanchette has really kind of been almost a Shakespearean play for the lad. He's been in the right place and been able to make the saves and been really good. Kind of minding his own business in his area. But again, the distribution has been really kind of tough for him today. We'll have to see how that changes in the second half with the wind, of course. A chip ball from the right channel for Ryder Bell, and Blanchette all the way out again. Not really a Shakespearean tragedy, but just trying to think of a good Shakespearean reference, potentially. It's like maybe kind of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of situation. For Blanchette as he gets the ball all the way back down the field. Diagonal by Barry McCabe. Down the field for Ryder Bell, and Blanchette comes all the way out again. I feel like we've said his name so much here. Ryder Bell on the right side, working the ball in from the right channel. Does not get all the way through. Closed down by Santa Cruz. Barry McCabe. Tackle, a nice one in central midfield on Willie Miranda. Now the ball's on the left. Gerardo Mendoza overlapping run by Tanner Beeson. Partida with possession. Surveying the field and operates to the right side. Ryder Bell to Stafford Lacey. Gets caught up in one of the Santa Cruz center backs. Ryder Bell gets to the end line, though. Chips the ball. No one there for him. And throw in on the far side. For Santa Cruz. 42nd minute. San Francisco 0, Santa Cruz 0 in this game, the first meeting between these two sides. And I think I know what Shakespeare play Paul Blanchette is having back there, being able to make the saves, but his distribution having a difficult time. I would probably relate it to a bit of a comedy of errors, because he's able to make great saves and coming out and stopping the angles of some of these shots and these balls over the top. But then again, the distribution has been really rough for him. So a comedy of errors. The two twins, of course, if you've ever seen it. Dromio of Ephesus and Dromio of Syracuse, of course, that are separated at birth. Two different brothers with two different personalities, but very much the same person. And they finally do meet at the end of the play. Throw in for Santa Cruz again. The ball is all the way at the introductory steps near the locker rooms. So taking their time. I think both teams will be happy with a 0-0 scoreline at break. I think probably Coach Patty Coyne for SF City would like a bit of a difference in the score line, but Santa Cruz will take it. And if you're Santa Cruz, you just kind of want to get any kind of points from this game. If you can get a win today, I think it would go a long way to settling the second place position, because they've got a 4-point lead as well. And so that 4-point lead is definitely something potentially up for grabs. But they will go to a playoff if this stays the same. Free kick for SF City, headed away by Penner. Penner, a header from the center channel at the top of the 18 to the right. It'll be an SF City FC throw. Ventura County Fusion behind Santa Cruz with a game in hand. So if you're Santa Cruz, if you get a point today or the 3 points, it would be big time. Shot comes in from Beeson, redirected, and it's going to go for a corner. Opponents here at Kezar Stadium have found it to be somewhat of a place to play for them. SF City only with 1 win here at home and 3 losses. Header off of the corner, collected by Blanchette as he climbs the ladder there. We are now in the 45th minute, so we'll see how many minutes of stoppage time. Appreciate you guys tuning in here. SF City 0, Santa Cruz Breakers 0 at Kezar Stadium. Mendoza finds the feet of Hines. Hines overlapping run for Mendoza on the left channel. As the clock clicks on to 45 minutes, I'm assuming not a ton of stoppage time. If you're Mike Grenieri and Santa Cruz, you've kind of weathered the storm. The wind has been against you, and the distribution out of the back by Blanchette has not been up to standard of Paul Blanchette's standard, as kind of demonstrated by his own anger on the field. But with that being said, SF City, they've had a couple of chances as well, and they'll definitely see this at 0-0 potentially. Now, on the counterattack, Willie Miranda, and his shot right into the hands of Charlie Fureur, who's not had to be very busy in this last 10 minutes or so. His distribution, Fureur, down the field, looking for Jesse Stafford-Lacey, and collected by Blanchette, who decides just to palm the ball and throw it out right to the left back, and that was absolutely wonderful because the left back has possession. He sends in a nice diagonal, looking for Rodriguez Diaz-Valdez. He's upended in the box. No call, says the referee, and the referee does signal for halftime on that note right there. So somewhat of a melodic first half that has a little bit of harmony and rhythm to it. If you're Santa Cruz, smiles all around because the win was against you in that first half. And out of the back, they had a difficult time. For SF City, continuing and creating the chances has really been something that's gone on this year, but able to finish them, that's a different story. So at the break, it is San Francisco 0, Santa Cruz 0. We'll have the second 45 minutes for you after this here on YouTube, and sfcityfc.com. Appreciate y'all tuning into this broadcast. We will be back in just a little bit. Thanks much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin the second half with our score here at Kezar Stadium, a 0-0 tie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kezar Stadium. Charles Wollin with you here. And at the break, it is SF City 0, Santa Cruz 0. Santa Cruz, they are second in the Southwestern Division on 20 points. In this is their 12th match that they are playing. SF City, this is their 11th match that they are playing. They are rock bottom of the division, 9th place. So to get a result today for SF City would be something that could put some wind in the sails. For Santa Cruz, getting any sort of result today would probably be a good achievement for them. Just want to keep earning points. Ventura County Fusion behind them. Corrales, he lays off for Carlos Valdivinos, saved by the goalkeeper. And Valdivinos was through in on goal. Führer kind of spilled it just a tad, but he was able to regain his footing and marshal that one out. And it's going to be a goal kick here to SF City. Quick warning signs on, though, as the right back, Valdivinos, got all the way up the field for Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz, they're going to have the wind at their backs here, as SF City did in the first half. Now, you would think they've got the advantage in this second 45. Out of the back, Blanchette, able to distribute well, and finds the feet of Adrian Robillard. And as he does, Robillard just a touch offside. Partida off of the quick restart into the feet of McCabe, who looks to switch the field, but he finds the right-sided attacker, Diaz Valdez. Caggiatani wins it back. Ball in the feet of Tanner Beeson, who finds his teammate Mark Joshua. Overlapping back for Beeson again. And SF City combining well in the final third here, but can they make anything of it? Ball still bouncing around. Mendoza gets to the end line. Mendoza crosses it back, and the ball sails over the end line. With a personal loan from Freedom Plus, you could score any goal, from paying off credit card debt to financing a home renovation. Flexible terms on fixed-rate loans up to $35,000 are available now. Find out how much you could qualify for. Visit freedomplus.com to get your free, no-risk quote. Freedom Plus, A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, and a proud supporter of SF City FC. 48th minute, 0-0 the score. I want to give a shout-out to one of our fans that's listening from Gothenburg, Sweden. And I'm told Simon Mack, who visited here in San Francisco with his friend John Schilder from Hosteling International. Hosteling International is one of SF City's partners, is listening from Gothenburg, Sweden. He's there on holiday, and he lives a block away from Kezar. So how about that? Shout out to you, Mr. Mack. I hope you are enjoying the World Cup over there, close to Russia, I guess you could say, because you're in Sweden. Sweden knockout stage game coming up on Tuesday. Big match. Back to the football now here in San Francisco. Achada switches the field from the center channel to the left for Beeson, but tackled away by Ben Kenshian, and then tackled away back by SF City. Mark Joshua lays off for Ryder Bell. Ryder Bell kind of mixed up his feet a little bit, and Santa Cruz does clear. Kept in, though, by Taiki Caggiatano. He sends the ball in to the top of the 18. Joshua is able to get to it and has a shot on goal, but really not with a lot of pace at all. Ball out of the back by Blanchette. Headed on, though, and won in the back line by a combination of Tanner Beeson and center back Robert Hines. They play the goalkeeper, who gets a touch. Now out to the right side for McCabe. McCabe dancing down the right side. Lots of space and room, exchanging a pass with Mark Joshua. His first touch lets him down. Santa Cruz wins back possession here. Free kick to Santa Cruz. In the Santa Cruz half, 50th minute. 0-0 the score between the two sides. Standing over the ball is Josue Salgado. Salgado's ball from the left channel, almost where a left back spot would be, to the right for Diaz Valdez. Results in the ball trickling back to goalkeeper Ferrer, who's been absolutely solid today. Not really been bothered too much. Plays his ball at Stanford University. of course, the 3-time in a row national champions. I know we talked a little bit about it last week, but it's a very remarkable achievement given the fact that college soccer is a totally different kind of microcosm of soccer in this country. Now, speaking of Stanford, Beeson with his cross, and it goes over everyone's head, but I think he was trying to maybe see if he could catch the goalkeeper out from that left back spot, Tanner Beeson. As we talk about Stanford, 3 years in a row winning a national championship is very hard to do. And that group will definitely, and already are a dynasty indeed. Chata out of the back line, trying to find one of his forwards. Can't find him. Cut out by Santa Cruz. One back by Kanchian in central midfield, who swivels out to the right for Diaz Valdez. Now inward onto his right foot, but tackled away by Mark Joshua. Joshua back up on his feet here for SF City. Tackled away again once more, and throw in for Santa Cruz, just in front of the center line. Now, no offsides on the throw-in, but a quick run out by Miranda for Corrales, who's tackled right at the top of the 18 by Hines. A tough tackle, too, between Hines and Corrales. Santa Cruz winning back possession through the feet of Koski and Ramiro Corrales. Corrales on the turn, plays into the feet of Adrian Roboyar, and Roboyar lays off for Willie Miranda, and his shot takes a deflection but ends up in the hands of Ferrer. College soccer, as I had said, is definitely a different kind of microcosm of soccer in this country for many, 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 many years. And when I mean many, I mean like a lot of years. It's just a defensive game with 4-5-1 or 2 lines of 4, and soccer coaches just telling their players to hoof the ball out of the back to try to find a striker and play very direct. But now you see a lot of college soccer coaches really kind of teaching folks the game, teaching folks how to play out of the back. I know it's been prevalent for the women's game for a long time, but for the men's game, it's something that's different and something that's new. And so college soccer for a long time has been this very kind of classical hoof the ball down the field type of ordeal. But now it's getting to be at a point where it's different. And so, you know, winning a college championship like a Stanford for 3 years in a row is something that is, again, very impressive, and something that a lot of student athletes that go to Stanford for years to come kind of understand the standard of football there. 54th minute now, 0-0 the score between SF City and Santa Cruz. The ball is in the SF City half, through the feet of Ashish Chada, going to be attending USF next year, just up the road at Negoesco Stadium. But one back by Santa Cruz, into the feet of Diaz Valdez, who switches the ball through the feet of Chris Koski on the left side. On the left side is Reboyar, and he is dispossessed. Here comes SF City. On the right side with Stafford Lacey. He's changing a pass with Ryder Bell in central midfield. It's a 2v2. Ryder Bell on the right side. He's got Joshua with him. Ryder Bell does very well, and he goes to ground. Fans may have wanted some sort of penalty. Ryder Bell sprinting over to the referee. You don't see him like that. I think he's going to get a yellow card now for dissent or get a warning. And it looks like one of the Santa Cruz center backs, Jacob Penner, is going to get a yellow for maybe some sort of something that he said to Ryder Bell. Ryder Bell, just a really blue-collared working forward, able to run down the ball there, and was kind of in a 50-50 challenge, shoulder to shoulder. And it was very legal, the challenge from Penner. But Penner ended up getting a yellow card. Ryder Bell sprinted to the referee, and again, kind of a behavior that you haven't seen from him before in the way that he plays. So there must have been something up. Must have been some words exchanged between the two. 55th minute. 0-0 the score here at Kezar Stadium between San Francisco and Santa Cruz. Again, the reverse fixture between the two will be in 2 weeks. Corrales wins possession, and he tries to find Rodrigo Diaz Valdez. The offside flag was raised. The center referee didn't even look at him. And then finally, Barry McCabe runs right to the official and says, "Are you looking at your linesman, sir?" And So does Robert Hines. Robert Hines saw the flag. Everybody saw the flag, but the main official did not. And so the cross was allowed as Corrales had won the ball on the right side, sent it down to the right corner flag. The cross came in from Diaz Valdez. No one was at the top of the 6. And so Santa Cruz maintains possession through a deep throw in on the left. They cycle the ball around. SF City tries to get their foot in there, and now finally brought down by Kenchian at the top of the center line in the SF City half. Valdivinos has possession, exchanges the ball with Corrales back into the feet of Kenchian. And then Koski wins it back into the feet of Kenchian. Kenchian overlapping run for Valdivinos and cut out none other than Tanner Beeson. Beeson goes to ground, though, grabbing the bottom of his left foot, but he does casually get up, but he's in a little bit of pain down the field as Corrales heads off for Beeson. Because Santa Cruz won back possession, but Corrales was in Beeson's left back territory. Beeson to take the throw-in. Substitution for Santa Cruz. Koski off. And stepping onto the field. Give you a name in just a second, folks. Is Emmanuel Montillon. So Emmanuel Montillon on for Koski. He'll play in central midfield. 57th minute. San Francisco 0. Santa Cruz 0. On this Sunday afternoon fixture here in the 7x7. We are proud to partner with Hosteling International for the 2018 season. We believe that exploration and travel lead to a better understanding of other cultures, and in turn that creates a peaceful, smarter, and more tolerant world. This is and has been our mission for almost 100 years. SF City and Hosteling International. Ball in central midfield for Santa Cruz. Substitute Emmanuel Montillon with possession. All the way back to Taiki Conchitani, though, who wins it back for SF City. Conchitani over to the right side for McCabe. McCabe, his diagonal, on for Mark Joshua. Can't find him, though. Ball bouncing around for Mendoza, who chases, and Blanchette just clears the ball all the way down the field. It'll be an SF City FC goal kick. Well, for those of you that are watching the World Cup, today has been a lot, and I mean a lot, of course, by the 2 extra time matches and then penalty kicks. But again, at the same time, I think the tournament has been really uplifting for a lot of fans and a lot of people to watch because the level has been so high and all the players are really giving it their all. Of course, I'd like to see some teams get through from the group stage, but obviously didn't get my pick of the lot. However, with that being said, love seeing what's going on at this tournament. It's been a little bit different. I think 4 years ago, you would kind of bet on the favorites. You knew the favorites were all going through. There were not really a lot of teams that you felt like were upsetting the others, if you will. But what's the beauty of this game is any team can beat any team on any given day, and that's what the beautiful game is all about. That's why they call it the beautiful game. Now, this is Willie Miranda in the SF City half. He lays off for his teammate Rebellar. Rebellar, top of the 18. He slips, he falls down. It's going to be a free kick now for Santa Cruz in a very dangerous area. Good stuff between the center forward Rebellar and Willie Miranda. Those two with a firm understanding so far. Just on the hour mark now at Kezar Stadium. There's going to be 3 in the wall. This is around 25 to 28 yards away from Führer's goal. He's got 3 or 4 in the wall. Looks like there's going to be 4, and a Santa Cruz player, Rodrigo Diaz-Valdez. Standing behind the ball again is Corrales, and the substitute, Emmanuel Monchion. It's going to be taken by Corrales, and it's over the bar. Ramiro Corrales blazes over the bar. Looks up to the heavens a little bit. Thinks he probably should have done better. 62nd minute now here at Kezar. Plethora of substitutes for SF City warming up. Führer on the goal kick. Does not hang up on the win for Führer. Brought down by Taiki Kajitani. Overlapping run nicely by Tanner Beeson on the left side in the Santa Cruz half. He finds Mark Joshua, who tries to lay off for Chata. Top of the 18, though, falls to Ryder Bell, then falls for Stafford Lacey. Nice little chip into the box by McCabe, and falls for Ryder Bell at the end line. SF City a little discombobulated in the final third there, and ends up being a goal kick for Blanchette. Again, SF City looking for their 3rd win on the year, 2-7-1. They've won both their games in San Francisco. They won an away match against the San Francisco Glens, another team here in the PDL. 2-1 in that game. The other one being their 2nd game of the season here at home. Santa Cruz, 6 wins, 3 losses, and 2 ties. Now SF City playing high up. Mendoza wins back possession at the top of the 18. He finds Partida. Partida on for Mark Joshua, who finds Ryder Bell. Ryder Bell back to Mark Joshua, laying off for Chata, and through traffic, but again, caught well by Blanchette. And Blanchette quickly out to his right for Corrales, who's at the center line, who wins back possession. And he finds his teammate in Adrian Robayar. And Robayar runs all the way through a challenge and is going to be given a yellow card. Free kick to SF City in the Santa Cruz half here. Robayar was kind of off on his horse as Corrales won back the ball just around the center line or so, played inward towards the semicircle, just around central midfield, and kind of stepping in with another foot and winning a challenge was Robayar, so he gets that yellow card there. Free kick to SF City. Taken by Chata. Over to the right side for McCabe. McCabe back to the feet of Chata. Chata in central midfield. Chata back out to McCabe now on the right. McCabe looks up. McCabe all the way back to his goalkeeper now. And the goalkeeper gets the ball all the way down the field. And it finds the feet of Gerardo Mendoza. And as Mendoza's pass goes back to Beeson, it looks like the ball just sailed over the sideline just in front of the Santa Cruz bench. Couple bookings for Santa Cruz, Penner and Robayar. '64th minute. San Francisco 0, Santa Cruz 0. And this has been far from a boring 0-0 scoreline, folks. It has had some good stuff in it, but still, no one has kind of opened this. It was a cagey affair for the first 15 minutes or so, as you expect a lot of these PDL matches to be, because a lot of these players, they're very, very studious in midweek with their training sessions, and then when you get to the beginning of these games and settling in at Kezar does take some time, especially with the wind and the conditions, etc. Santa Cruz with possession, just south of the center line, through the feet of Valdivinos, the right back. Great little diagonal for Ramiro Corrales, is on the right corner flag, and he wins possession. He gets a little bit of a touch by Kajitani. He falls over, but it was a true fall there by Ramiro, and he knew that He wasn't trying to find the free kick. It was just a good shoulder-to-shoulder challenge by Kajitani. So throw in for SF City FC. And Mark Joshua off here in the 66th minute. On for SF City, Armand Bagramian. He'll play in the number 10 position just behind the striker. He scored a really special free kick for SF City in their Open Cup match back in May. Quick free kick now for SF City. Out of the back is Beeson. Beeson finds the feet of Chata. Chata finds Gerardo Mendoza on the left side, working his magic 1v1, but won back by Santa Cruz through the feet of Diaz Valdez on the right side. Overlapping run by Rebellar, who was booked just moments ago. Rebellar at the right corner flag, changes pace and goes over to his left foot. Inward ball for Kanchian. Kanchian chip over the top, looking for one of his teammates, headed away by Barry McCabe. Standing right there, though, was Willie Miranda, and Miranda wins a throw left side, over on the far side for Santa Cruz. San Francisco 0, Santa Cruz 0, 67th minute. Ball brought down by Rebellar, trying to switch the field from the left to the center channel, maybe to the right side, but not happening here. San Francisco wins back possession through the feet of the substitute, Armand Bamgramian. Mendoza finds the return run of Bamgramian, overlapping run by Beeson. Beeson's cross, he's got Ryder Bell in there. Ryder Bell 1v1. Ryder Bell onto his right foot. Ryder Bell shot saved by Blanchette. And it's going to be an SF City FC corner. Ryder Bell tiptoeing around, back to goal, front to goal, and then finally gets a shot off. Tipped away by Blanchette for an SF City corner. Started by Bamgramian, and Beeson with a great cross for San Francisco. And here's the corner. Taken by Stafford Lacey. Up in there is Hines. Mendoza threads it back in, looking for Beeson. Brought down top of the 18 by Chata. Lays off right side for Partida. Partida on the sideline, the far sideline, for Stafford Lacey, who's making a nice little 1-2 down that side. Can't find him because Santa Cruz doing a great job defensively. And San Francisco wins back possession through Barry McCabe. McCabe almost at the left back spot now. And it's going to be a throw-in just in front of the SF City bench here. Clock ticking on to almost what would be the 69th minute. Really appreciate you guys tuning into this broadcast. Of course, by tuning into this broadcast, you help grow the game of soccer in this country, the United States of America. Appreciate your patronage and your time today. All the World Cup games and other things you can do on this Sunday. It's awesome that you are with us here. Corrales now, a little chip to the substitute, and the substitute, Monchion, was able to get to the end line, and as he does, it was really something out of nothing. Little chip by Corrales, who won the ball off of one of the SF City FC defenders, and Emmanuel Monchion with a little chip, and his chip just goes wide of Führer's goal. '69th minute. SF City on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Get the scoop on daily happenings in the club by following SF City on the handles at SF City FC. All one word. Hines from the center channel out of the back to the left for Tanner Beeson. The Stanford man. Cut out, though, by Santa Cruz. Foot race between Hines and Willie Miranda. And it looks like Miranda fouled Hines there. Quick restart for SF City. Well, it's 0-0 now. We played 70 minutes. There's about 20 minutes to go. This is Bamgramian, who's been influential and continues to be here. In just a couple of minutes, he's been on the field. Beeson, top of the 18, wants to serve that in on his left foot. Beeson gets to the end line, does, and wins a corner for San Francisco. Bamgramian will take this. Patty Coyne looking at his substitutes, not preparing any changes just yet. Bomgranian to take on his right foot. He raises his hand. It's a great corner. It goes over the head of Robert Hines. Follow up. And Jesse Stafford-Lacey with the shot low and on the ground, but hard right to Blanchette, who does well. His distribution looking for Ramiro Corrales on the right side. Doesn't find him. And one back by Adrian Robillard, who laid off for Corrales. Deep throw in for SF City FC, all the way back to goalkeeper Führer. And Führer over to the feet of Robert Hines, just in front of his 18. Hines for McCabe on the right sideline. Still McCabe trotting down that right side. Finds Ryder Bell, inward ball for Bomgranian, who finds Gerardo Mendoza in his shot. It's just turned wide because the defender, Carlos Valdivinos, stepped right in front of it. Second corner for SF City FC. Bomgranian again to take. Great service by him moments ago. He's been brilliant so far. Bomgranian service. Headed away at the far post. Put back in by Chada. Hines is in there. Ryder Bell is in there. And still top of the 18. Chada, who lays off for Gerardo Mendoza. Shot saved by Blanchette. Gerardo Mendoza looking to turn this in again. And it's Stafford-Lacey, saved by Blanchette, almost in the back of the goal. And the referee does signal for a goal for SF City. They score here. The ball was bouncing around off of the corner. SF City with so much pressure. Pressing. And the assistant saw the ball over the line. Blanchette, almost superhuman. But he's human. And so San Francisco scores. I think the ball was bouncing around one of the center backs. It may have taken a ding off of a center back, potentially Jacob Penner. San Francisco 1, Santa Cruz 0. 73rd minute. Stafford-Lacey was fist bumping the air. Now San Francisco realizes they need to stay organized. And Santa Cruz, well, they played pretty well in this game. Well, let's see if they can maybe get a result here. They're up against it with just around 16 minutes to go or so. Throw in on the far side for Ramiro Corrales, who wins back possession. Exchanges a couple passes with Angel Farias, but one back by McCabe. McCabe over from the right channel to the left. Finds Partida, who's being closed down. Closed down by Rebellar. As the ball goes into the left back spot where Beeson is. Beeson wins it back and has a throw-in. Finds Partida. Beeson and Partida exchanging a couple passes. And the ball trickles off of the leg of Beeson. Beeson wins it back, though, because Santa Cruz did not have the best throw-in, and Beeson just will clear the ball down the field. He finds Jacob Penner all the way back to Blanchette. Blanchette's service down the field for Diaz Valdez, and he's offside. Little breathing room for SF City. But you would expect Santa Cruz to really, really bring it. And again, their fine form in the last 5 matches. 10 points out of a possible 15, 3 wins, a tie, and a loss. And so this will be the first of 2 matches that these two sides will play here in the next 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, San Francisco will travel to Santa Cruz for the last game of the season. This would be a ginormous 3 points if San Francisco can hold on here. Santa Cruz got to climb a little bit higher now, raise their level, just to see if they can get one in this last 15 minutes now. SF City making a change
Substitution for SF City, number 7, Kenny Tamazawa, in for number 14.
Kai Tamazawa now in the match for Stafford Lacey. So another Stanford connection in the match for San Francisco. Had 4 or 5 Stanford players in this setup, and San Francisco wins a quick corner here. No rush to take it, of course. Bomgranian will take it, and he'll take it on his right foot. Be an outswinging corner. Ryder Bell in there, Hines in there, Mendoza, Beeson as well. Bomgranian looking for Chata. Chata was able to get to it. And his volley goes right into the hands of Paul Blanchett. Blanchett's quick distribution. Much better to the feet of Diaz Valdez, who wins back possession. Santa Cruz switching the ball from the right to the left. They finally do. And SF City stamping that one out. Tamazawa, the substitute, does well in central midfield. A lot of work for Tamazawa. And it's a free kick to Santa Cruz. I think Patty Coyne has now gone to a 3-5-2, just to kind of sharpen things up out of the back. Seen that before from Coach Patty Coyne from SF City. It'll be taken by Ramiro Corrales on the left side, hands on his hips. Corrales, so many years in MLS. Corrales doesn't beat the first man in the wall, cleared by Partida. So too, though, there is Rebayar, who's tripped up by Partida. It's a 3v2 now. Partida, center channel. Ryder Bell out to his right. Bomgranian out to his left. Bomgranian onto his right foot. Finds Ryder Bell. Overlapping run here by Tamazawa, and he's offside. Well, SF City played that very smartly, but they just could not turn that one home. And the fans are chanting, "It's when the ball is played," which is a customary Northsiders chant. Obviously disagreeing with the referee on that offside decision. Throw in for Santa Cruz in front of the SF City bench. 78th minute. It is SF City 1, Santa Cruz 0. Ryder Bell is withdrawn here, and Edu Calvo Salinas in the match for SF City. Throw in for Santa Cruz. To be taken by Willie Miranda, and Diaz Valdez one-on-one versus the goalkeeper, and Führer does well. San Francisco's backline didn't think that Diaz Valdez would get all the way through, but it is Charlie Führer who has really stepped it up. Kanchian from the center channel over to the left. Loses out to Chata. Chata finds Tamazawa. Tackle on the deck, though. In central midfield by Angel Farias, who finds Kanchian. Kanchian looking over to the left side for Ramiro Corrales, and headed away by Barry McCabe for a Santa Cruz Breakers corner. 79th minute. Corner will be taken by Willie Miranda. It'll be on his right foot. It'll be an in-swinging corner. Ramiro Corrales is in there. So is Jacob Penner. So is Josue Salgado. The ball sails over everyone's head, and it'll go for a goal kick. Oh, brilliant stuff. SF City being able to defend. As I said, it all kind of starts from the goalkeeper, Charlie Führer. Has really been sturdy and solid back there. And Führer will have a couple more years left at Stanford. He actually redshirted in 2016, so have a couple years left at, on the farm, as the ball is cleared all the way down the field by goalkeeper Blanchette, looking for Corrales, and cleared away for a Santa Cruz throw-in. Throw in for Corrales. Corrales looking for one of his teammates, tiptoeing on the line. Set up here, and the save is made. It looks like it was Tanner Beeson who got right in front of the ball as Santa Cruz bearing down on goal, exchanging a couple passes, dangerous ones in the final third. It was Angel Farias off of the throw-in. Corner kick again. They'll send their two center backs, Josue Salgado and Jacob Penner, here in the 81st minute. And at the the top of the 18, off of the corner, Ashish Chadha gets his body in the way. Throw in for Santa Cruz in the SF City final third. Taken by Miranda. Into the feet of Diaz Valdez. Diaz Valdez on the right sideline. Slips and falls, but does find Miranda. Miranda on for Kanchian. Kanchian, top of the 18. A shot comes in by Miranda. Runs into an SF City player. Partida now on the break finds Bamgranian, who's almost at the left corner flag. It's a 4-on-2 for SF City. Bamgranian, Calvo Salinas, shoulder to shoulder. The fans wanted a penalty, not given. Top of the 18, Partida for Tamazawa. Back for Partida. He falls down. Bamgranian shot over the bar. My goodness. I feel like I'm commentating a horse race sometimes. Well, Calvo Salinas, shoulder to shoulder, making a return run into the penalty area. Looked at the referee with his hands to his side. Referee did not give it here in the 83rd minute. Again, San Francisco 1, Santa Cruz 0. Ramiro Corrales to take a throw-in for Santa Cruz. Deep in the SF City half. And as he does take that throw in, Ashish Chadha wins back possession, who spreads it out wide to the right side, exchanges a pass with Gerardo Mendoza and wins it back. Chadha now on his right foot, switches the field over to the left. Top of the 18 is Bamgranian. Bamgranian onto his right foot. Bamgranian shot, the same shot that he took just moments ago, goes over the bar, looking for that right corner from the left side of the 18. Blanchette, quick goal kick. Looking for Corrales. He is the target man here. And again, headed away for a Santa Cruz throw-in. Almost same exact place. Looks like we just did this whole thing moments ago. Is this Groundhog Day? I don't know. Maybe it is. 84th minute. SF City 1, Santa Cruz 0. Quick throw in by Corrales for his right back, Valdivinos. Corrales on the right side, still Corrales. Corrales looks up. Corrales finds one of his teammates. The header's on, and it goes for a goal kick. The header comes in from the substitute, Emmanuel Moncion, and SF City will get a couple of substitutes on here, as well as Santa Cruz. Michael Sanchez now in the match for Ben Kanchian. Sanchez on. And for SF City, there is a substitution as well here in the 85th minute. It is Amado Lozano. Lozano replaces Gerardo Mendoza. Lozano, the University of Pennsylvania product. His school very proud of him for coming out here to San Francisco, showing their affection on Twitter and on Facebook. Free kick for Santa Cruz. It's in the SF City half. It's just around 40 yards away from Führer's goal. Again, he has been the man that has kept SF City in this. Just sturdy, good leadership at the back. Corrales into the area. Could hear your shout away from my broadcast position. We are very far away indeed. SF City working their way to get it away. Finally finds the feet of Chada just around the center line or so. Chada operating from the center channel over to the left. Overlapping run by Beeson. Beeson does well. Beeson down the left side. Beeson being chased by Valdivinos. Beeson going to the left corner flag. He's tripped up. He wants a foul. And then he grabs the ball with his hands. And the referee's going to call handball. And Beeson does not give the ball back to Santa Cruz. He's definitely going to be booked here, I would think. And Santa Cruz players barging into him. Beeson loves it with a really ominous smile as well. As I had said before, Beeson is no kind of prisoner to any tackle. He's the kind of guy that is one of the most hard-nosed folks on the field besides a Ramiro Corrales. So you have a 22-year-old, 21-year-old Ramiro Corrales in the form of Tanner Beeson, who's won a national championship 3 times, and you have an actual Ramiro Corrales who has played the highest level of football in this country with 2 MLS Cups to his name, and now plying his trade here in the 4th Division, and those two going at each other. So free kick here to Santa Cruz in the 87th minute. Blanchette down the field, looking for one of his teammates. It finally falls for Emmanuel Monchion. All the way back for Michael Sanchez. Looks like it's 3 at the back now for Santa Cruz. Sanchez lays off for Diaz Valdez on the right side. And he runs into an SF City defender, not able to find it. All the way back to goalkeeper Blanchette, who hoofs the ball to the right corner flag. Beeson surveying the field. Beeson runs into Sanchez. Beeson is fouled. Free kick to SF City. 3 minutes exactly to go on the clock here at Kezar Stadium. Mike Richards, the PA announcer, giving his best sponsorship read here a couple minutes from time. Again, my name is Charles Wollin. It has been a pleasure to give this game to you today on a very crowded, busy day of world football. Off of the free kick, headed on. Calvo Salinas by himself. He lays the ball off for Bongranian. And that is game, set, and match for SF City FC. Off of the free kick, Jacob Penner was nowhere to be found. Calvo Salinas on a 2 versus goalkeeper with Blanchette, and he lays the ball off. He squares it up to Armand Bongranian, who's made a bit of the difference here as a substitute. San Francisco 2, Santa Cruz 0 in the 89th minute. Quick kickoff into the feet of Sanchez. Sanchez finds the return substitute of Monchion. And just about a minute and a half here, plus stoppage time to go. Santa Cruz still very much in the driver's seat, though, for this second position, as we had talked about, as the ball sails into the very friendly confines and hands of Charlie Fuhrer. He looks up, he puts the ball in front of him, and have a nice swing down the field, trying to find Bongranian, who does win possession, but a heavy first touch, and then his teammates do help him out. Sam Moles now in the match at right back for SF City. Throwing for SF City. Just 1 minute to go. San Francisco 2, Santa Cruz 0. And the fans on the far side, the North Siders, singing "It is the most wonderful team of the year." They are having a great time out there. San Francisco with possession on the right side, just outside the 18. Bongranian is there more. Squares it up for Tomazawa! And there is more. San Francisco 3, Santa Cruz 0. All 4 attacking players run over to the North Siders. They get their high fives in early because for San Francisco, it's 3 goals and it's 3 points at the same time as the clock clicks onto 90 with little to no stoppage time, I'd assume. It's a big victory here for San Francisco. Goal scored by Tomazawa, started again by Armand Bamgranian, who for me has definitely been the man of the match, coming off of the bench in the last 20 minutes and making magic happen. Sometimes you just need a little sprinkle of the special magic dust. And sometimes some players respond better from coming off of the bench as a substitute and some don't. And also the goalkeeper for SF City has been brilliant, Charlie Führer. Santa Cruz's Adrian Rabayar and Willie Miranda have combined well. And they've had a couple of chances, but not enough today. Cacciatani clears, top of the 18, still Santa Cruz. Miranda tries to have a shot, but runs into Partida. Partida finds Ashish Chada. Chada to Sam Moles. Moles, pedestrian pace, then drops his head, then moves over to the left side to find Chada. Referee looking at his watch. And San Francisco 3, Santa Cruz 0. Calvo Salinas maintains possession on the left. Tanner Beeson runs into a Santa Cruz player who just completely tosses him to the ground. It is Diaz Valdez. Referee calls a foul here, just in front of the Santa Cruz bench. Beeson loves it, though. You can tell his hands are on his hips, and he just has the biggest smile. Talking with Mike Ranieri as well. Mike Ranieri's got his hands to his side with his clipboard and looking at Tanner Beeson. Tanner Beeson's looking back at him. They're exchanging a couple words with each other. It's not nasty stuff, but it's just having a couple of words with one another. Calvo Salinas at the sideline, at the end line, at the corner flag, loses possession here. But the referee blows his whistle here in San Francisco. 3 goals for San Francisco in the second half. 3 points for San Francisco. And what was a really good game. Santa Cruz, very good on the counterattack. Stifled by Charlie Führer a couple of times. San Francisco with the majority of the productivity, but not able to find the back of the net in the first half. Paul Blanchett was brilliant up until the point where San Francisco scored their first goal. And then they piled on a couple extras here. Next game for San Francisco will be next week, 1 p.m. versus the Southern California Seahorses. They'll get the chance to continue to see if they can move up the table and continue some of the confidence that they've had. Next week for Santa Cruz, they'll travel down to Ventura County in what would be a second-place 6-pointer because Ventura County is right on the heels of Santa Cruz, just 4 points behind. So we'll have to see what happens with that one. But Santa Cruz, they've come in here. They were almost able to get a result here, but just kind of having a difficult moment in this last 15 to 20 minutes. Not able to see it through. It was always nice to see Ramiro Corrales and a great, well-coached team by Mike Ranieri. And he's got his troops in order. An old-fashioned coach who kept his players on the field at halftime. As San Francisco takes their time to run over to the fans and greet them and give them their customary high fives here in San Francisco. Again, my name is Charles Wollin. You can find me on Twitter, CWOLLIN. Let me know if you liked this match. Give me some feedback, suggestions, or just have some friendly banter with me and say, hey, we got to grow the game together as a community here in Northern California and in the San Francisco Bay Area and in this country, because we can't lose its soul. It's important to be able to do that. So thank you, folks, for listening to me today and allowing us to bring this match into the hearts and minds of your homes or your mobile phones, wherever you are listening to this game. So, from San Francisco, California, the 7x7, little itty-bitty city by the bay, my name is Charles Wollin. Our final score today, it is San Francisco 3, Santa Cruz 0. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for tuning in. Take care. Bye-bye.